I've got a kind of cool land clearing job lined up for today and like the coming days, because it's kind of a big job. A bunch of trees have to come down, but the land also needs to be cleaned up. It's a nice piece of land out by a waterfall and in the woods and stuff, but before I get over there, I got some little other stuff to do. The mower is dropped off at Johnny's place. That's Melissa's brother. The next stop is a kind of side track removal thing. I take out a couple pines before I can get to that land clearing job.
Intelligence agents and coordinator, co-director of the European workers in Richmond, Virginia have removed the enormous stash.
Alright, here's the deal with these trees. Just a couple of pines here in a stand. This one by the road is toasted. It's got to come down, and she also wants its neighbor down. Neighbor's a little bit bigger and more complicated. There's power lines over there, and I don't really want to just drop it because it's going to bust everything up. So I think I'm going to have to take this down in a couple pieces. I do have the green beast nearby, so the hauling shouldn't be all that bad. A couple people were asking me about the saw, and I don't mind it. One of the really annoying things though is that you got to use a funnel to feed the fuel, because the fuel door is kind of small, so it's got some weirdnesses, but every saw kind of does. Funny, it was like a really skanked out tree, but this actually isn't too bad. It's got some rot on this side. So that is the small removal job before the big land clearing job. The thing about the small job is that it took half the day. So I'm still gonna head over to the land clearing situation. I've got a full trailer, so I can't really load up a bunch of stuff, but I just wanna like drop a few trees, clean it up a little bit. So land clearing job is up here in these woods, a couple more turns, and it's kind of at the edge of a gorge. This is the site. I'll just give you like a rough lay of the land. We got some removals. I'm gonna start with this birch because it's just out in the open. Some removals. We got the birch. We got this completely monster pine that's gonna go because the new house is going over here. That's not gonna be in this video. It's gonna be like its own story. Taking out the cedars, clearing all this stuff, just kind of overgrown. I was looking at some Google Earth pictures and this was cleared recently, you know, last 5-10 years or something. So it's bush hoggable. Clear this stuff, and then back around the house, a lot more clearing, same thing, taking out trees, bushes, shrubs, stuff like that, just to kind of clean it up. Dead birch is first on the hit list. It's got a lot of lean. This would be like straight up, and it is not straight up, heading toward the house. Not quite tall enough to get the house, but anyway, I'm going to put it over here. Sounds pretty good. That's not too bad. That guy actually had a good amount of rot in the middle. Avoided the ginkgo, that's good. Maybe put one branch up in there. And since I'm gonna be here a couple days, like it's gonna take a while, I'm just leaving some piles. I got a pile to be sorted. Some of that will be left for her, and then those are logs to take back later. Just to keep you oriented, all this is going to be bush hogged like next time I'm back. I just had to pull that metal fence out of here so I didn't get it all tangled. And then I think right now I'll kind of bring some of these small guys back. There's a nice white pine, a little barren back in there, but it's kind of occluded. So I'm gonna drop some of these little volunteer ash and whatnot. Just clean that up and probably pile them. In case you're wondering, this is the 2511T land clearing saw used by woodsmen, loggers everywhere for clearing big tracts. So just working my way back to the pines, and a couple more dudes got to go. This is a little pine barren. It's looking pretty good. White pines. They're close together, but it's pretty. Here is a preview of this dude. Big old monster. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you can get the feel for how big it is around. Yeah, it's a big tree. Like I said, it's gonna be another day, but it's just gonna be a big job. It's kind of crazy. This guy ended up being a hawthorn. You can tell two ways. One are the thorns, pretty hardcore thorns, but also the color. It's always this kind of yellowy, orangey stuff. This stand of cedars has got to go, and it's complicated. I'll explain that later. It's got some cabling and stuff. But let's look out back. And as you might imagine, I just want to get all the wire out of here, like all the metal fencing and wire and stuff. Anything that's just going to trash my saws or tractor or any of that stuff. Now this is the grapevine itself. She didn't say to save it, but I'm just gonna kind of cut it a little high, so if she does want to bring it back, if you come back. Alright, I gotta take some of this stuff out from around the house. These are mature lilacs. She was kind of bumming I haven't take these out, but this is all getting scraped, so it's gotta go. We got a little bit of a rain delay going on in this one, but here's where we're at. Grapes are toasted, lilacs are starting to come down. I gotta work my way back to this other section of that little white pine barren, so I got a bunch of stuff to take out in there. But I'm gonna hold off on the rain. I think I might be able to save like one of these mature ashes. She was kind of going for that, so we'll keep one of these ash trees. Take out some of the other little volunteers. There's black walnut in there we'll take out. And then from over here you can see the big boys on the job. We got a big old stand of cedars leaning every which way, and that giant pine.